As you can see, I've added a crossing signal here and one here. And I moved this car down. It's a little wonky. They didn't get the lights on quite straight, and the taillights, that is. So I've had to prop up the back to kind of average out the right height. But these signals is kind of an interesting story because I had a bunch of leftover. I converted to a longer delay on the big Farland layout over here behind me, the 00. And I had, as a consequence, I had a number of variable timed Azatrax MRD1Vs. That's variable. They've got a non-variable, which is a dash N. Anyway, I had these in surplus. I had 4 of them. I thought, well, I could probably make these lights work with that. So I did, and in the meantime, I had ordered a bell sound circuit, but I just ordered the one. So I thought, well, why don't I use the same bell to operate both crossings? Easier said than done, although the solution turned out to be relatively simple. I used a relay and I isolated them because, if you connect the bell to both of them, the bell goes off no matter which crossing your train goes through, plus the lights flash, which, I didn't want the lights flashing at the wrong crossing, so I needed to figure out a way to isolate the 2 crossings and yet share the same bell circuit, which I did. I had a couple of relays, got those from Azatrax too. I don't remember what the number is. I'll show them to you here in a minute. But I used the relays to isolate the 2 crossings from one another. The lighting anyway, and but allow the bell to go for both. So we'll see that in a minute. Other things that are new. I think Janie's Cafe is new since you were last here. Janie's is in downtown Longmont. It's in a storefront, but who knows where it might have been in 1950. It might not have even existed. Anyway, I put it in this little Blair kit, and I think it looks pretty cute. I've got some signs on the side. You can't see one of them very well. One of them has a big picture of pancakes, which is a big favorite of mine. So anyway, the car that I moved down to the other area got replaced by this truck. The sensors for my crossings, one of them is right here, hidden under there. I'm using a cross the track method. The other one is down in this bush, which you can't really see. Maybe if I get around over here, you'll be able to see. It's pretty hard to see. Anyway, it's in that bush looking out. The other one is hiding in plain sight right there. And I have another one hiding in plain sight right here. But, if I put that up there, it will barely be visible to anyone. Down at the other end, I put them back in here. Where there's one here and one on the other side looking at it over there. During one of my shopping sprees, I found these. This is a pair of GE U25B diesel electric locomotives. And they're interesting to me. This particular configuration, this model, was built from April 1959 to 1966. It was a 2,500 horsepower, 16-cylinder diesel engine, and they were nicknamed U-boats, I guess because they were a GE U25B. It was the first use of pressurized body for clean cooling air. And as you can see, it was a forerunner in body shape and design for an awful lot of locomotives that followed. But this was the leader. This was the forerunner. Here's a little video of them in action. Sorry about the bell. If I had a way to turn it off, I would. But I found these reefers, and I found them very interesting because they have Colorado and Southern on there, along with the Burlington route. And of course, if you aren't aware, most of you probably are, but Colorado and Southern was the railroad that laid the tracks through this part of Colorado first. And they actually ran the mountain trains for quite a while under the Burlington until they discontinued those routes. But I have 3 reefers, Colorado and Southern and Burlington reefers, which I felt quite lucky to find. You may have also noticed those Coors cars going by, the Coors reefers. When I was working, Coors was one of my clients, and I did a lot of work with them, and I'm still friends with a number of the guys up there. Well, they've all retired like me now, but it was a great time to be a salesperson that called on Coors. They were a wonderful group of people. I'm sure they still are, but I'm very proud to have to helped them out. And I'm collecting these Coors cars. I have 3 now. I started with just one, and they're hard to find, but they're out there, and I keep looking for them. Since the switches are all back and underneath to control the LED power sources, I have a remote controlled switch. And then off. That just saves me from having to crawl down around or push the table out at the end of the day. Just a little bit more flexibility. Well, that's all for now, so thanks for dropping in. Really appreciate it. And tickle that little thumbs up if you wouldn't mind. And if you're not subscribed, please subscribe. And I'll see you next time. Bye for now.